And welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian and I'm streaming to you from beautiful Victoria here in Western Canada. I hope all of you are having an awesome week so far. Students, in this class we're looking at an IELTS speaking section, the speaking interview. In this class I will give you strategies to improve your speaking scores, and you will have a chance to practice your speaking verbally, so you can speak to me in this class. We will use Zoom for that in combination with YouTube. The topic for today's speaking part 2 and 3 will be about borrowing and lending to each other, whether that's money or a bicycle, or maybe even some ideas. So the concept of borrowing and lending. Welcome Golzoda, who question mark Ibrahim. Carolina, our chat moderator, is here with us today in blue. That's great. Thank you for joining. Students, for lots more help with the IELTS speaking, for over 125 speaking interview samples, go to aehelp.com and join our premium IELTS course. For the general IELTS, it's gieltshelp.com. Like I said, on both of these websites we have over 100 IELTS speaking interview examples. Click the big red button. It is a one-time payment for lifetime access. Costs about 30 to 50 bucks US. We are world leaders when it comes to IELTS exam preparation. Welcome members. Hi Juan, Anna, Abraham, Mal. Good to see many of you joining in. Students, for the general IELTS, it's gieltshelp.com. Again, click that red button. Use the code FUTURE10 for an extra 10% discount from this class. Once you have access, you will get 2 premium Zoom classes per week, and you have the computer-based practice exams, the full interactive course, and like I said, you have lots and lots of videos. Just for the speaking section alone, you have 113 in this case for the general IELTS. So get the course, get studying, get a good mark. Students, for the apps, check out Academic IELTS Help, General IELTS Help. Download the app, link the app to the website. There's free content there for those of you who are unsure whether or not you want to be premium members. For premium members, use this link here to see those premium Zoom classes. Everybody can check that out. Okay. All right. And if you have questions, just send me an email. Adrian@aehelp.com or admin@aehelp.com. Okay, everyone. So right now, February 5th, speaking. Tomorrow, reading for premium members. And then again, speaking for premium members through Zoom. So that will be this week's classes, and then next week we'll have a regular week as well. The following week we'll have no classes. I will be off on vacation at that time. Students, let's get into some speaking. So the IELTS exam, speaking is an interview, usually face-to-face. You meet in private with the examiner. They're professional. Their job is to measure your English. They're not an English teacher. They're not there to help you with your English. Keep that in mind. And you might do it through the computer. If you do it through the computer, be really loud and animated like I am right now. It helps your speaking. Okay, the computer screen is a filter. When you go to your face-to-face exam at the exam center, show up early. Talk to other people. Switch your mind into English at least an hour before your test starts. Then you get into your exam and you meet with your examiner, and the examiner will say, welcome to the speaking section of the IELTS exam. My name is Adrian. I will be your examiner for this part of the test. May I see your identification? Okay. Now, remember, nice, fluent, professional sentences. Yes, of course. Yes, of course. Here is my passport I had used to register a few weeks ago. Please take a look. Okay, so Nice fluent sentences. Again, students, this is speaking, so keep in mind, speak and repeat. I love that you're chatting with each other in the chat. That's fantastic. Also, make sure to focus and answer these questions. Repeat after me. May I see your identification? Yes, of course. Here's my passport I had used to register a few weeks ago. Please take a look. Okay. Abraham, always so studious, and that will pay off. Abraham, good job. Abraham says, gladly, this is my passport that I used to register for the IELTS exam 2 weeks ago. Please take a look at my credentials. Just be careful with your prepositions, Abraham. Otherwise, quite good. Okay. You register for something. Okay. Rasham says, certainly, here is my passport that I used to register 4 weeks ago. Please have a look. Good. Anna says, yes, gladly. This is my passport, which I used for my registration. Please have a look at my credentials. Nice. Okay, Who says, yes, certainly. Here's my passport that I used to register for this exam. Please have a look and smile. Yeah, very good, Who. Yeah, smile. Why not, right? Okay, then the examiner will kind of do this. They'll look at you. They'll look at your look at your ID. They really do need to make sure. That's how they're trained. They're told, look at the person's face, look at their ID, make sure they say who they say they are. Then the examiner, while you're holding your ID, will say, what is your full name? So again, full sentence answer. My first name is Adrian, and my family name is Benedek. Please call me by my first name, or my given name. Let's not repeat. Adrian. Okay? So again, repeat after me. What is your full name? My first name is Adrian. My family name is Benedek. Please call me by my given name, Adrian. Okay? Again, professional, fluent answers will get you a good start and will get you towards a good mark. Okay? Ibrahim says, you are very comic. I'm animated. Ibrahim, yes. Kalsang says, my given name is Kalsang Wangmo. Please call me by my first name, Kalsang. Kalsang, I'm guessing that your family name is Wangmo. It's not your given name, so that's confusing. Be careful with that, Kalsang, because right away that's showing the examiner that you're not speaking clearly. So Kalsang, be very careful. My given name is Kalsang, and my family name is Wangmo. And always capitalize your name, okay? Even in chat. Okay. Please call me by my first name, Kalsang. Yeah, okay. Your family name is not given, it's inherited. So that's why. All right. And then the examiner will ask you a couple of questions to break the ice, to make you feel comfortable, to make you feel confident. So make sure that these first few questions, that's what you're doing. Just get kind of comfy with the examiner. You're there to speak to them clearly. You are doing your best. They're marking you. Don't worry about any other thoughts, or don't stress about any other ideas or notions. Just do one job and one job only. Speak your best English. Full sentences. Pay attention to answers, examples, explanations. Okay? And pay attention to the questions. Okay, so the next question they might ask you is something like, how are you doing today? Okay, this question basically means, how are you feeling? Okay, how are you feeling? What are you up to? Give me a nice full sentence answer for this one. I'd say something like this: I'm doing very well, thank you. I'd be lying if I said that I wasn't a bit nervous about this exam, but I did have a good night's rest, and I am confident that I will do well. Okay, so here's a nice expressive sentence, and it includes a little bit of reported speech as well here. Okay, very natural. So just repeat after me. How are you doing today? I'm doing very well, thank you. I'd be lying if I said that I wasn't a bit nervous about this exam, but I did have a good night's rest, and I'm confident that I will do well. Okay, now notice again, everybody, that I really pay attention to answering the question right away. So the question is, how are you doing today? And the answer is, I'm doing very well, thank you. Okay, so I don't just go, well, I'm not sure, I think I'm okay, but okay, don't be wishy-washy. In the IELTS, for speaking and for writing, be very affirmative. It's a super important skill for tests, and especially for the IELTS, that you are confident in your answers. You're not wishy-washy. You're not on the fence. You're not like, well, I could be this, or I could be this, or maybe I'm this. It's very confusing, and confusing information gets low marks. Okay, so think about that. All right, so again, one more time. How are you doing today? I'm doing very well, thank you. I'd be lying if I said that I wasn't a bit nervous about this exam, but I did have a good night's rest, and I'm confident that I will do well. Okay, Olivia, let's check out what you have here for us. Olivia says, well, I'll say I'm doing awesome today. This is because I never had any challenges coming to this exam center as I expected. So that makes me very relaxed and confident. So I'm good. Yeah, okay, I like it. All right. Olivia, usually, at least in my neck of the woods, so in my part of the world, in Canada here, we would just say, I'm doing awesome. It's the most natural way to express it. It's just, I'm doing awesome. We wouldn't say something like, well, I'll say I'm doing awesome. We would just say, I'm doing awesome. Okay, we would be very confident about that. Okay. All right. And then here we have another answer by Xiasinov. Fox Reading says, I am doing pretty well, thank you. The examiner's going, okay, why? So don't leave the examiner guessing, everybody, on your reasons. It's a very important tip. One sure way to get a better mark is always explain yourself, especially when it is clearly needed for coherence. Okay, do not leave the examiner guessing or asking why. Okay, all right, if you hear the examiner saying why, then you're probably going to start losing some serious marks unless you start answering those whys on your own and saying, for example, I'm doing pretty well, thank you. I had a good breakfast and I feel energetic. So even just that, okay, like just a very simple, quick explanation. I'm doing pretty well, thank you. I had a good breakfast and I feel energetic. Okay, great. Let's go on. Xiasinov says, okay, got it. All right. And then the examiner will introduce the topic of part one. They'll say something like, let's talk about drawing. How often do you draw pictures? Oh, I don't know. I would say that I draw at least a couple of times per week. Whether it is just a simple doodle while brainstorming ideas at work, or drawing with my kids, I'm sure I must do it at least 3 or 4 times a week. Okay? So, again, just nice, clear, natural answers. Be quantifiable. Explain yourself, right? So how often do you draw pictures? Again, students, remember, this is speaking. So copy and repeat. Say what I say how I say it. Okay? Drawing is a big part of life, and I think a lot of people don't realize that they draw, but they still draw. So Mohammed, even if you don't have kids, you're probably doodling, even if it's just a very simple drawing. Like, realistically, everybody, when is the last time I drew? Can anybody answer that question for me? When is the last time I drew a picture or I drew something? Okay, can anybody answer that for me? Let's see who is thinking critically today. Okay. While you're answering that, then I will look at this. In the IELTS, quick, clever thinking will get you marks. Okay. Shakrani says this. Yeah, okay, very good. Alexander's thinking. I was wondering who would get that. Shakrani says, well, I almost never draw pictures as I am busy with my e-commerce business, so I never get the chance to draw anything as it never crosses my mind. So here's where the examiner goes, really? You never draw pictures even when you are planning your business? So just to kind of give you an idea of this quick, clever thinking, I actually drew at the start of this class. Okay, so remember everybody, when I introduced to you the websites that we use, aehelp.com, I'm using this annotation panel right here, and it's literally a draw tool. Like, the tool that I'm using is a little pencil. And when I click it, I drew a circle around the click now button. I drew arrows saying you should join the premium IELTS package, right? That's drawing, everybody. So drawing circles and arrows for instructions, that's drawing. A lot of people, when they get to the IELTS exam, they have difficulty not because of the English, but because they're limiting their thinking. So they think that drawing only refers to actually drawing like a picture of a stick man, you know, holding a flower or something like that, okay? There's a lot of different concepts of drawing, okay? So when you click the Join Now button, then the Premium IELTS package will help you think a little bit better as well when you get to your IELTS exam. So that's drawing, right? So a circle is a picture. An arrow is a picture. How often do you draw pictures? What's a picture, right? Anything that's an image is a picture, right? Okay, so think outside the box. The next question, what kinds of pictures do you like drawing? I like drawing diagrams. Like arrows and charts that help students to understand concepts in my English classes. Just yesterday, I drew a bar chart explaining the difference between using computers and mobile phones. Okay. So again, answer, explain, example. Think outside the box. What kinds of pictures do you like drawing? I like drawing diagrams, like arrows and charts that help students to understand concepts in my English classes. Just yesterday, I drew a bar chart explaining the difference between using computers and mobile phones. Okay. All right. Seema, I like it. So Seema has this answer. Seema says, I am an expert to draw a frog. Okay, so I would write this in this way. I am an expert when it comes to drawing frogs. Sure. Sandra, everybody draws. That's just it, right? It's like explaining to the examiner that you never draw. It's hard to imagine that. It's hard to imagine that you never draw anything. It's such a deep-rooted part of our existence that whether you're drawing a little map for somebody to find your house, or you're sketching a picture or a diagram for your work or for school or for your ideas or for your kids, there's a very good chance that you are drawing at some part of your day or your week. So you just have to think about it. Okay, think about when you're holding a pencil and you have a paper in front of you and you're drawing something. Okay. All right, so what's missing here? Well, what's missing here is why does Seema, or why is Seema an expert in drawing frogs? So I'm an expert when it comes to drawing frogs. This is my favorite animal, and I doodle a frog or two at least once a week. Okay. All right, so Sandra, if you say, seriously, I don't draw, I ask my sister to help me with that, that tells me that you draw. If you're asking your sister to help you, then it means that you're trying to draw something. Okay, that's what it tells me. Right? So students, this is again a very important tip. When you walk into your IELTS exam, think about what you do, not what you don't do. That's a bad way to approach it. Okay. All right. Now, when you're finished part one, so part one has 3 or 4 questions, more than that, maybe 5, 6. Then you get into part two. Part two is a card with some questions. You have 1 minute to prepare your ideas. See, I just drew again. I drew a bubble around part two. So when you have that 1 minute, read the question. So here the examiner will say, for part two, talk about an object that you borrowed. What is this item? What did you use it for? When and who did you borrow it from? Why did you decide to borrow it? And was it useful in the end? Now it's an object. Describe its appearance, its origin, its use, how do we use it, its utility, what is it useful for, and your experience with it, right? So a couple of weeks ago, I borrowed an air fryer from my neighbor John. This is a kitchen appliance. It's made of metal and glass. It's about 1/2 meter by 1/2 meter by 1/2 meter. It's like a box, basically uses hot air to cook food. And I needed to borrow it because I was making some chicken and I had some guests coming over. I wanted the chicken to be tasty and juicy, and I recently heard from my friend that the air fryer is the best way to do it. I know that John picked one up just last Christmas for his family. So I went over, because he's not just my neighbor, he's also a friend, to see if he would lend it for this special occasion until I got my own later on. And he said yes. Okay, so there it is. That's the air fryer. I'm just basically making that up as I go along, but that's the idea, everybody. Okay, so you talk about the object, the appearance of the object, the origin, where did you get it from, right? It's all in the questions here, by the way. And then you go from there. So that's part two. And then part three, is continuing with that topic. Let's talk about borrowing and lending. And while you're thinking about this, students, so make sure to start thinking about this part too, just like I said. So think about these questions. Think about at least a couple different items that you have borrowed over the course of the last few months, few weeks, maybe last year. Okay, it could be a bicycle. It could be money. Maybe you borrowed some cash. You needed some extra money. And we will practice together with audio using Zoom, everybody. So if you don't have Zoom, you might need to download the app or install it. It's one of the most popular meeting apps in the world, maybe the most popular. So many of you probably have it. And this is the Zoom link for today. I had to create a new link. The previous one doesn't exist anymore. So use this Zoom link, everybody, to join the Zoom chat. Stay here on YouTube. Okay, so you're going to see this conversation on YouTube here. And join that Zoom link that I just dropped into the chat. And then you can volunteer to practice this speaking set of questions with me. So part 1, 2, and 3. And I will give you some band score estimates based on your answers and some feedback. Okay. All right, let me start up this Zoom session. And then let me get you in here. Yeah, Alexander, while people are joining, I'll answer that question for you. Absolutely. If you don't draw, then it's better to make up some answers or some ideas, or think about a time that you did draw, like back in middle school or high school. Simply telling the examiner that I don't draw, I don't like pictures, no, I don't do that, it's not going to get you good marks. And the examiner is going to be like, seriously? You don't draw? You don't ever take a pencil or a pen and do any other action with it than write words? It's hard to believe. Crayons, markers, chalk, digital pen, stylus. How about drawing on your mobile phone? Okay. For those of you who are really thinking critically, you'd be like, well, I draw every day when I open up my phone. I have to draw my special pattern. Do any of you do that? Draw a special pattern to open up your phone when it's locked? Because guess what? That's drawing when you're connecting those dots on your phone if you don't use your biometrics. Okay. Mel's like, oh yeah, I draw every time I open my phone. All right. So it's very hard to imagine that a person does not draw at all. Okay. It's such a key part of our existence. Okay, 16 people in here. Let's get everybody in. El Tayeb, Juan, Mal, Ablaze, Gobin, Golzoda, Pranab. Awesome. Golzoda. And students, just raise your hand to volunteer. So in the react button, put up your hand, raise hand, boom, just like that. Anna's got her hand up. Anna, why don't you unmute yourself and then we can start.
Yes, gladly.
How are you?
Just I will mute YouTube. I heard you from Zoom and from YouTube simultaneously. Just I will mute YouTube.
There we go. How are you, Anna?
I'm okay. Just recovering from a cold. Like on Friday, last Friday, I didn't practice in the class because I was completely ill. So today I feel much more better. My voice feels much more better.
Good, good. Happy to hear it. Okay, well, let's just jump right in. I'll start off with some questions. Welcome to the speaking section of the IELTS exam. May I see your identification?
Yes, gladly. Here is my passport, which I've used recently for my IELTS registration. Please have a look at my credentials.
What is your full name?
My first name is Anna and my family name is Popova. Please call me by my first name, Anna.
Okay, Anna. For part one, I will ask you a couple of questions to get to know you better and some questions on a general topic. What do you do to relax?
I usually listen to music when I relax, because when I listen to music, the music usually makes me calm down, and I can relax without thinking about works and problems at home.
Let's talk about drawing. How can you improve your drawing skills?
I I use my PowerPoint program to improve my drawing skills, because this program on my computer really helps me, because I can use different stickers, and when I use different pen and stickers, my drawing usually has increased dramatically. So like the computer program PowerPoint helps me to improve my drawing skills.
If you could draw one amazing picture, what would that be?
Given the chance, I would draw a picture of a butterfly, because butterfly is my favorite insect, and it has so beautiful wings. So if I was a painter, I would draw a butterfly in different shapes and forms.
That is the end of part 1. We will now go on to part 2. For this part, I will show you a card with some questions. Okay, let me give you some feedback. Okay, so I caught most of that. That was good. You were very fluent, Anna, which was really nice. One really nice part, Anna, everybody, is intonation. So when you're looking at the higher bands, like band 7, 8, 9, intonation becomes an important part of the language, because it's a part of natural language. And good intonation also helps coherence. It helps your listener to understand the language. Different languages have different intonation. Some languages have a lot of intonation, like Italian, for example. English also has quite a bit as well. Some languages are much flatter languages. Japanese
And my
is a much
intonation is
flatter.
flat, yes.
No, actually, I was going to say yours was quite good, Anna. That was a very positive part, and I like that. So when I asked you, may I see your identification? May I see your identification? You said, yes, gladly. Here's my passport. Please have a look at my credentials. Like there was just an up and a down and a da 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 da. It was melodic, so it was good. That's what you want. Yeah, it was good. Yeah.
It means I have improved my intonation, because it was really, really hard.
But even now, so you said really, really hard. Like that's the intonation. That's what we're looking for. Yeah. So you have improved, and that was really good. I would say for these part 1 questions, you're definitely at about a band 7 to 7.5. So it's between good and very good. Be really careful with repeating your ideas. Examiners will sometimes start interrupting students when they hear a lot of repeated ideas. So when I asked you, for instance, what do you do to relax? You said, I like listening to music to relax. And then you reiterated that. You said, so I listen to music to relax because I listen to music to relax. So you said, yeah.
So songs, maybe songs, listen to songs.
Yeah, so instead of repeating your answer again and again, like at the beginning and at the end, instead of repeating, give an example. Like yesterday I listened to 2 hours of classical music. It was super relaxing, right? So just think of an example instead of repeating, and that will make your mark go up higher for sure. Okay.
Yeah, can I ask a question about speaking? This cue card describe an item. We should describe an item like laptop, like pen, pencil, or it could be another object. Could be a thing like dress, like I don't know, shoes.
Could be.
It could be an item like an item, or it's more general. We make like
it's general. Yeah, no, it's completely up to you. It's an object that you borrowed, right? So it could be a shoe, or it could be a dress as well. Yeah, absolutely, a pair of shoes, of course. Yeah, so it's
Because item is a narrow meaning of sense. It's like pen, pencil,
not
laptop.
necessarily. No, item
Yeah.
is just a synonym for object. So it could be a pair of shoes,
Yeah.
for example. Yeah. And even money can be considered an item of sorts because as long as you're borrowing cash, right, then it's an item of sorts.
No.
If somebody's transferring money to you, it starts to become a gray line. But if somebody gave you $100 in cash, that's kind of an item. So yeah.
Yeah. Cash is item. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, because I had these questions when I started dancing. What item? Which one? Which should be original?
Yeah. Thank you so much, Anna, for volunteering, and I'm glad to
Thank
hear that
you.
you're doing better. Thank you so much.
Thank you. See you tomorrow in the premium classes.
See you there, Anna. Okay, that was very good. Ivan, why don't you unmute yourself? Ivan, are you there? Let's give Ivan a chance. We've got lots of volunteers. I think I've got a few more people to let in as well, and they're using the chat too. Lovely. Just like the premium classes, right? Ivan, if you're there, let me know. I will let you in. Hi, Ivan. How are you?
Great.
All right. Is this the same Ivan that used to volunteer many months ago?
No, I'm another island.
You're a new Ivan.
Yes.
Okay. We used to have an Ivan. I think some of our older members remember him. We used to have an Ivan who showed up quite a bit and volunteered quite a bit. So anyway, but it's good to have you new Ivan. Ivan, where are you from?
I'm from Uzbekistan. It is in Central Asia.
Yeah, our previous Ivan was also from Uzbekistan. So we have a lot of students from there. Well, Ivan, I'm happy to have you here with me. Ivan, why are you taking the IELTS exam?
Because I want to apply for college after my ninth grade. I want to study in Westminster, and I hope to pass IELTS in June. And after I will have a test in July. And if I have IELTS higher than 7, it would be great for me because I will not have to write another exam and test. I will just have to write a math exam without English one.
Nice. Okay, that was a really nice answer. Well, here's a good tip for you. Speak like that when you're talking, because that's the kind of clear, complete communication that IELTS examiners like. So that was a good answer to my question. Okay, let's jump into a couple of part one, maybe a part two question here. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, let's do this. So let's talk about drawing. How often do you draw pictures?
I used to draw pictures when I was a child, but right now I don't do it a lot. I have a sister who always draw pictures. He has lots of pictures. For example, anime pictures, and she draw me too. And for me, it's interesting way to
What
have a
kind of
rest.
pictures do you like to draw?
I think anime pictures are for me just also good, and I like them too. As my sister.
Can you give me an example?
Yes, I can. For example, we have lots of anime types, and I can say about anime, which is about love and some like this. I don't remember this name, but I really like the plot of this anime, and I really like to draw the main role. There were a main role man. And it's interesting for me to draw it because they have an easy like easy to draw this anime.
Do you use technology to help you draw or create pictures? If yes, why?
Not a lot. I have a laptop when I can do it, but I used to draw it on just a piece of paper, maybe on my diary, and not technologies. I don't like technology when I draw. It's not comfortable for me.
Okay, I'm going to stop there and just give you some feedback. Ivan, when is your exam? You said June?
Yes, I hope that I will be prepared before this time.
Okay, I think that for a band 7, you can be, based on what I'm hearing. I don't think you're there yet, so I think that you're So far, I think the IELTS examiner would be thinking like a band 6 to 6.5. But you can improve quickly, okay? The first tip I'm going to give you is answer the question. Don't go off topic, okay? Don't simply say what you want to say, but say what you need to say. Okay, so if I ask you, how often do you draw pictures? You said, I used to draw pictures. And right away, as your examiner, I'm thinking, well, that's not what I'm asking you. I'm asking you, how often do you draw pictures now? Right? And then you said, but right now I don't do it a lot. So that's the first answer. Okay, that's correct.
Okay.
That's the first answer that you're giving me. And here I'm going, okay, good. You're starting to answer the question. And then you said, but I have a sister who likes to draw. And here, if I'm your examiner, I go, okay, well, we're way off topic now. I'm not talking about your sister. I'm talking about you. So this is definitely not what I'd like to hear. Okay, so the only answer that you gave me so far, really, to my question is right now I don't do it a lot. Okay, so that should be the start of your answer. Your answer should start with, these days I don't do it a lot. Okay, so these days I don't do it a lot. Why not?
I don't know. I don't have time to draw pictures. Right now, I'm interested in other things, but when I have free time,
Okay,
when
whoa,
I'm
slow down,
abroad,
slow down, slow down. So this is what I mean. You have to just slow down. So instead of speaking a lot, you need to speak with focus. You need to speak with direction. Okay, so far what we have is, these days I don't do it a lot because I don't have time. I am busy with what are you busy with instead of drawing pictures?
isn't it a really short answer on this
No,
question?
we're not done yet. You'll see. So what are you busy with?
I'm busy of my homeworks. I'm studying right now and I have lots of educational centers where I study.
Okay, so how often would you say that you draw? So if it's not a lot, okay, because I don't know what that means. As your examiner, as your listener, I don't know what not a lot means. Does that mean once a week, once a month, once a year? So how often do you draw a picture, whether it's a little map or a diagram for school or whatever that might be? How often do you draw a picture? What would you say? If
I
you had to
think
guess.
I draw just somewhere maybe between months when I'm abroad or just on a vacation with my family and I have a free time with my sister and I draw. I think it's somewhere once, maybe 2 months between this time.
Okay. Okay, so here is your actual answer then, okay, Ivan? So these days I don't do it a lot because I don't have time. I'm busy with my homework and I have lots of class time. So maybe once or twice a month when I have a bit of free time, I draw with my sister. I drew an anime character with her last January. That's a direct answer, okay? Try it one more time. How often do you draw pictures?
These days I don't do it a lot because I don't have free time. I'm busy with my homework and I study and I have lots of class time. So maybe once or twice a month when I have a free time and I draw a picture with my sister when she has also free time. I drew an anime character with her in January.
Okay, that's a band 8 to band 9. That's the difference. Because now, as your examiner, I go, oh, that was a very, very clear answer. I had a very clear idea of how often you draw, why you draw, and what you actually do when you do draw. So that's your clear answer. Otherwise, you're not answering that question like I used to draw pictures when I was a child, or my sister likes drawing pictures. It's like I'm not getting the answer. You see, so when you get to that fluent level, then the quality of your answer becomes almost more important than your English. Are you following me?
Yes.
Okay, so focus on that, Ivan. So when you're practicing over the next weeks and months, really target those accurate ideas, and then you'll have that band 7 no problem, okay?
Okay, just do not put water on my answers, yes?
Don't water down your answers is the expression that you're looking at, if that's what you're thinking. Yeah, don't water down the answers, don't dilute them. Yes, exactly. Okay, thank you so much, Ivan. Come back again and use the course, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, let's give Ivan a big thumbs up, everybody. We've got 25, 24 participants in here. It's fantastic. Not a lot of time, though, everybody. That's why I'm suggesting for you to be premium users. All right, let's take somebody else. Let's take Minnie. Minnie, are you there? We've got lots of volunteers.
Hi,
as
sir.
well.
How
Hi,
are you?
I'm good. How are you, Minnie?
I'm doing okay.
Just okay? What's going on?
I have an interview after half an hour.
Okay.
I'm a little bit nervous.
All right. What kind of an was it an IELTS interview?
No, it's like my job interview. I'm applied for the flexologist, so
Oh,
I have an interview in half an hour.
I think it will go fantastic. I think you'll do just fine.
Thank you so much,
I'm
sir.
not just saying that, Minnie. I know you're very studious and you're focused, and I genuinely think that it'll go well. So, just be yourself, do your best, and answer positive. Be solution oriented, and you'll do great. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, Minnie. Let's jump into part 2 a little bit here. So, talk about an object that you borrowed. Did you have a chance to get ready for this question?
Uh, Actually, sir, I did it, but I have a doubt in between two, like the function and purpose. What is the difference between them?
Okay, so function, I didn't make that clear enough. So the function here, I meant like how you use it. Okay, so if it's an air fryer, then the way that you use the air fryer, so it has a drawer that you put the chicken into. There are some settings and a display panel where I set the time and the temperature, and then the reason for using it, right, like the actual utility of the air fryer, is to keep the food healthy without using oils or without using too much salt, and then keeping it juicy and tasty, so keeping the moisture locked in. So it's kind of like what it does. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So one is the way you interact with the object, the other is what the object actually does for you. You're following?
Okay.
Yeah. So like with
Yes.
another example would be like a bicycle, right? You use the steering wheel, the pedals to navigate and power the bicycle, and the purpose of it is to get from point A to B faster while also getting some exercise, right? So it's like function and utility. You get what I'm saying?
Okay. Yes.
All right. Okay, let's try this. So here's the part 2 cue card, and I'll start you off. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Talk about an object that you borrowed. Your 1 minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking.
The object which I recently borrowed from my mother is a pink colored dress. The dress was very beautiful. As the purpose to borrow is like I was there was an baby shower event and I have to wear that pink colored theme dress and I didn't have, so I asked my mother to give me their beautiful pink dress, and the dress has like a full sleeves dress and the closed neck which is tassel surrounding and have a white diamond work on it, and it was really beautiful, and my mother keep it like a piece of heart because that dress was given to her from her dad on her wedding, so it is really precious for her. So on that day, baby shower was on January 25th. So I didn't have, so I asked her to give me, and she agreed. And I wore that dress on that day, and everyone appreciate it, and everyone give me a good comment that the dress was beautiful and it really suits on you, and that make my day.
Okay. I will stop you there and we'll go on to part 3. Okay, good. Straight away, your band score I think would be a band 7. It would be good English. There's a little bit of missing vocabulary. We need a little bit better connections and maybe a little bit more detail for that to be a higher band score, like a 7.5 or an 8. I captured some of what you said, and some of it was very good. So you said the object which I recently borrowed from my mother is a pink colored dress. That was really good. That was a very good, clear, strong start. Everybody, you want to do exactly that in your IELTS exam that Minnie just did, where you don't say, oh, there are lots of items that I borrow, whether it's cash or a pencil, but the item I'd like to talk about today. No, don't do that. Okay, you want to do it just like Minnie did, where you very directly answer the question. The object which I recently borrowed from my mother is a pink colored dress. Awesome. You answered it. I'm thinking, great. You said the dress is very beautiful. Okay, good. You said the purpose of borrowing the dress was for a baby shower. That was good. Now, again, everybody, a key concept in today's class is details, 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 details. Minnie, if I'm your examiner and you tell me that you borrowed a pink dress for a baby shower, what do you think?
For my friend's baby shower.
Yeah,
Yes.
right away. I'm gonna be like, is it your baby shower? Did you have a?
Yes.
Are you gonna have a baby? Is it your sister or some one of your family relative, or is it your best friend? Whose baby shower? Right. So, whose baby shower? You said your friend, but can you be a little bit more specific? I mean, you don't have to share publicly information if you're
Yeah,
not
that's
comfortable,
my
but
childhood friend, and her name is Nikki.
okay.
She's also living beside me.
Yeah, okay. So my childhood friend Nikki is having is it her first child, second, third child?
Yes, first
First,
child.
okay. It's very special, right? So my childhood friend Nikki is having her first baby, so it was such a special occasion that I wanted to look really good, right? And did they say that everybody should kind of wear something pink?
Yes, the theme was pink and blue, like the men's wear a blue and the girls wear a pink.
See, that's the kind of information that gets you band scores, because you're telling me now that the theme was pink and blue, and that's really good English, and that's specialized English, so I can give you more marks for vocabulary, using vocabulary like the theme, right? So that's the kind of detail that you want to do. You want to be really visual. So this would be like the stronger start to this. The object which I recently borrowed from my mother is a pink colored dress. This is very beautiful. The purpose was for a baby shower. My childhood friend Nikki is having her first baby. So it was a very special occasion and I wanted to look great. The theme for the party was pink and blue. Okay, can you try that start? So talk about an object that you borrowed.
The object which I recently borrowed from my mother is a pink colored dress. The dress is very beautiful. The purpose for borrowing the dress for a baby shower. My childhood friend Nikki is having her first baby, so it was such a special occasion that I wanted to look really good. The theme was pink and blue. The dress has,
Yeah, and then it goes on, right?
yeah.
So do you see how that kind of detail and clarity really helps to drive those higher scores for vocabulary, grammatical range, coherence? That's what you want to focus on. So don't rush. Even though that 1 to 2 minutes seems like it's a short time, you still want to go slow enough that you have a very kind of detailed and clear answer. Your fluency is great, Minnie, so there's no question about your fluency. So they just really focus on the content, okay?
Okay, sir.
All right. Thank you so much and good luck on your interview. I hope you get the job.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, bye, Minnie.
Bye, sir.
All right, let's give Minnie a thumbs up. That was really, really good, right? I loved it. Baby shower, borrowing a pink dress. What a great answer. And I think that was probably a true story right there as well. Hopping Up says, good job. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's take somebody else. Let's take Golzoda. Golzoda, are you there?
Hi, sir. How are you?
I am good. How are you, Golzoda?
Thank you, fine.
Okay. Golzoda, let's get into a little bit of part 3. Are you ready?
Yeah, sure. I'm ready for the part 3.
All right, let's do it. Sounds great. Let's talk about borrowing and lending. When is it a good idea to borrow an item instead of buying it?
Oh, sorry, sorry, teacher, Mr. Adrian. Sorry for my baby is crying now. Can I come later?
Sure, yeah, come back tomorrow for sure. Thank you so much, Gold. Yeah, absolutely, Golzoda. I understand. No problem. Okay, go help that
Sorry
baby.
for that. My baby is really crying.
I have 2 kids. I know. You go deal with your baby. Your baby needs you. Okay, bye, Golzoda.
Thank you. Sorry for that.
It's okay. Olivia, are you there? Olivia and Dom, take it.
Yes, I am there. Hello, sir.
Hi, Olivia. Good to see you.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing your camera.
Okay, I don't mind.
Yeah, no, it's good. Face-to-face interactions. I enjoy it. Absolutely. Where are you, Olivia?
I'm in Cameroon, precisely Bamenda, northwest region of Cameroon. Yeah.
Northwest region of Cameroon. Awesome. And why are you doing the IELTS?
My reason for taking IELTS is I wish to travel, to further my education. I got degree, so I wish to go in for my master's program, maybe in Canada.
Oh, nice. Okay. And what are you planning your master's in? What major?
I'm a nurse by profession, so I just wish to continue with it.
Oh, nice. Okay. Well, yeah, lots of opportunities for nurses in Canada for sure. So that's great. Well, I'm happy to help. Are you ready for a few part 3 questions?
Oh, yes, I am.
Okay, let's do it. Let's talk about borrowing and lending. When is it a good idea to borrow an item instead of buying it?
To my mind, I think the good time to do that is maybe when you don't want to use the thing for long. Let's say wedding dresses. You can borrow a wedding dress. That can be an emergency, or even if it's not an emergency, you are not going to wear the dress for for any other party except for that wedding. So I think that should be the proper time to borrow such. And on top of that, you can also have an emergency, like maybe you want to host an occasion, you need a large pot, so you can just go to your next door neighbor to borrow such things, which maybe you might not need them in future.
Have lending and borrowing customs changed since a generation ago?
Yeah, in my opinion, I think it has really changed because things are evolving. People love to have things like their belongings. They don't like borrowing for now. They just love to have accumulate wealth and properties, and people like to show up stuff. And so that means people don't like to borrow. It has really changed. Yeah, I can say it has really changed because I can say, was it 2 months, 3 months ago, my mother went to the market, bought these huge gallons for water reservation, big pot, and just we're asking, why are you buying these things? Because we can't use them. We are having water 24/7. I mean, we don't store these things. But she just said, let's just keep it in case of something. And I'll bet you, few weeks later, we lost one of our uncle, which those things were being used in that occasion. So I think it has really changed.
What are good policies to follow when lending expensive objects to friends or family?
It's just to keep things in order. I can say, be honest and use it with cautions. When you borrow something for somebody, when somebody lends something to you, it is not your own. So it's good you take proper care with those things. Yeah, so the things will not get bad, so that another time the person can easily or lawfully borrow the thing to you again. I'm just saying, for example, was it the other day I had to borrow something, a pen from my colleague at work, forgot fully, I brought it home, And the next day I gave it to her. I was like, I'm sorry. I used your pen, took it. She was like, I thought the pen has gotten missing. I said, no, I got it with me. So.
Okay, well, I'm glad that your friend got her pen back. That's nice of you, Olivia. All right, Olivia, very good. So first of all, I can tell that English is a part of your life and you've been using it for many years, which is great. And I think that your band score right now, most examiners are probably mark it at about a 7.5 to 8. So it'd be somewhere definitely in that good to very good range. Not expert. In order to get expert, you really have to focus on what's called expert communication skills, and you have to look at language and English in a very technical way, and I think you can do that. So first of all, you give good answers. Okay, you're very comfortable with your answers, you're very comfortable with the questions, it's very clear, you're very fluent, you have lots of great vocabulary, like, you know, you use the word, for example, accumulate very naturally, very easily, which is great. However, you're also speaking kind of casually, and for a band 8.59, you have to speak formally. So you have to apply formal communication skills. What do I mean by that, Olivia? For instance, not using the word thing so much. So when you're speaking, you use the word thing a lot. I asked you 3 or 4 questions, and I believe you said the word thing about 20 to 30 times in 4 questions. You use the word thing. You have to replace that word with more accurate nouns. Okay, so just to keep things in order, to be honest and use things with caution, the proper cares with those things. You can borrow those things again. So many times it's things. To keep matters in order, to use borrowed items with caution, to take proper care of these belongings. So replacing the word things has a very low value in communication, so you want to focus on replacing that. My recommendation, Olivia, if you want those high band scores, which is a good idea for a master's, like an 8.59, slow down about 20% because you speak very quickly, so you don't need to speak that fast. Slow down about 20% and just focus on a little bit more accurate use of vocabulary. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you, Olivia. That was awesome, by the way. I mean, it's really good English for sure. So thank you so much. Come back again, okay?
All right, so thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, Olivia. Talk to you soon. All right, that was Olivia. Give her a hand up. What a cheery, happy person, positive for sure, and a great person to end on, everybody. I'm going to stop our Zoom session there because I'm running out of time, but I'm glad that everybody got a chance to see what these classes look like. And if you're a member of our website, aehelp.com or gieltshelp.com, then you get 2 more Zoom classes, one tomorrow and one on Friday. Tomorrow's will be a reading class, and then on Friday we'll have another speaking class that's all on Zoom. 1 hour and 15 minutes of class. Ibrahim, there is no slow way to finish. We just have to kind of wrap it up and call it a day. These classes are an hour long, and I like to push the conversations right up until the very end. Hopping up, you're absolutely fantastic as well. Thank you for that, Ibrahim. You're super duper welcome. Students, have a great rest of the day. If you're not a premium user, then see you next Tuesday. If you are a premium user, see you tomorrow. If you'd like to be a premium user, join us on aehelp.com or gieltshelp.com by clicking the big red buttons. Thank you, Carolina, for moderating the chat. Thank you, Anna, for joining the chat. Ivan, good to have a new Ivan with us. I was kind of missing Ivan, so we have a new Ivan, everybody. All right, have a fantastic rest of the day, and talk to you all very soon. Much love to all of you. I'm Adrian, signing out from British Columbia, Canada, here on the West Coast. Bye for now.